In today's video, we will talk about production in organizations focused on sustainable development and responsible consumption. Number 12 in the United Nations 2030 Agenda of Sustainable Development. But what is sustainable development, responsible consumption, and how to integrate them into production? Impacts and conclusions. Stay tuned to learn more about it.
Hello everyone, today we are in the region of Sena Caldas with Mr. Luis Alfredo, who is an industrial engineering, and today he is accompanying us. Good afternoon, Mr.
Good afternoon.
We have a question for you, and it's what is production within an organization?
Production is basically the interrelation between the four production factors. We are talking about process, machinery, human factor, and the environment.
What is responsible consumption?
I say that responsible consumption is the production or generation of goods or service respecting the environment, respecting natural resources, and respecting stakeholders. Everything that ecosystems are.
Responsible consumption and production. How are these two integrated within an organization, or how could they be integrated?
Producing responsible, that is integration.
A piece of advice for industrial engineering and with responsible consumption is important when producing a good or service.
It is the basic for us to be able to take care of our environment, our resource, and our planet. If we don't produce responsibly, we will not have more ecosystem later, and we will not have future production that meets our needs.
Thank you very much for addressing our concern.
With pleasure.
Hello everyone, today we are in the region of Sena Caldas with a very special guest who is Mr. Andres Felipe. His profession is environmental engineering. Today we have a question for you, Mr. How are you today?
Well, thank you very much.
The question is, how can responsible consumption affect the environmental?
It's an interesting question. Responsible consumption generates positive effects on the environment since we reduce the amount of products that we are generating, whether they are packaging or packaging. By reducing the amount of products, we reduce the amount of waste and avoid having to treat and handle so much waste. If it is a linear economy like the one we base on, we acquire the product, extract it, transform it, and throw it away as waste, then it will generate a greater amount of waste. Neither we can do this with a circular economy, in which we use the product we started, transform it, use it, and integrate it back into the process as a raw material, such as recycling, which will generate far fewer resources and is something to be concerned about.
Personal piece of advice. Mister, why do you think an industrial engineering should take the environmental part into account?
Because every action generates a reaction. Everything we do generates consequences. For example, within the industrial part, there are yields, emissions, waste, and all this. If we manage to reduce the damage by the amount of what we generate, we reduce the environmental damage, the environment being the place where we coexist and develop. That is why it should matter to us.
Hi, my name is Maggie Harper, and I'm an English teacher in the United States. Responsible production and consumption. Responsible production and consumption is not only an individual challenge, but on the contrary, it is a challenge that embraces all countries where more should be produced with fewer resources. This supply chain depends from the manufacturer to the final consumer, with simple gestures such as saving electricity, water, heating, and among others that improve the quality of life. It is responsible consumption to assume the role of living with what is necessary. The United States, despite the fact that it is a developed country, the population manages compulsive consumption. People discard good products in the garbage, causing the accumulation of waste that can be reused. And that is why the environmental policies must be strengthened to ensure resources for the new generations, and thus everyone has a decent quality of life.
We already learned what development and responsible consumption is. We also learned through some experts his relationship with production, the impact generated in the environment, and how we can reduce them. What can we conclude about it?
The circular economy is a model and production and consumption that involves sharing, reusing, repairing, renewing, and recycling existing materials and products as many times as possible to create added value. In this way, the life cycle of products is extended, maximizing resources.
We don't have to refer to large industries or larger companies to intervene in responsible consumption and production. From our personal lives, we can contribute to improving the environment through actions that reflect our awareness of resources and their limitations. At the same time, the impact generated by each of our actions is starting from a cumulative and consumer society like today.
As digital aims to change the current model of production and consumption to achieve efficient management of natural resources, implementing processes to prevent food loss and illegal use of chemical products, and reduce the generation of waste.